Hi, welcome to
Hello.
the live stream. We're doing this the second time this today, and one of the advantages is we already had a dry run, basically, and so you should get more streamlined content. Although the first one went quite well, but the disadvantage is that I sometimes don't remember what I said in this stream and what I said already in the other stream. So maybe, yeah, hopefully this works out. This is the first time, well, actually the second time after this morning, the first time since October, can you believe it, that we've streamed to you, and we have a lot of things to discuss. mimoLive 5.9 and 5.9.1 have been released meanwhile, and there's a 5.10 beta out, which we will not cover this time, but we will talk about 5.9 and other things. With me, Achim. Hi, Achim.
Hi,
Uh, he's
Oliver.
he's going to do all the demos, and yeah, and we should be able to answer all your questions in the chat. Interestingly, I have the comments from Facebook back, I think. Or do I? I don't know. I got the first one, some. No, I don't get any. I didn't get the other ones. The Ben modal, I didn't get yours. Good to see you. This doesn't show up in mimoLive. Let me see if I can. Live comments, if I can make it happen. No, somehow, Achim, we're losing the access token. So I got them for the first comment I got, but not anymore. Let me see if if that is only comments that I type. This is a test, but it doesn't show up in the comments. I thought it would, because the first comment I typed in did show up, so I was excited. Damn it. So, couple of people to say hi to. Johannes, hi, it's good to have you in the stream. Ben Model, I already mentioned. James Hutchinson, uh, he is watching on both YouTube and Facebook, and he has already put some questions into the YouTube channel, which we'll cover later. Steffen, as always, is monitoring the chats and is gonna provide you with relevant URLs and links if needed. And so, yeah, I think we are about to get started and dive into what's new. 5.9.1 is the current version that you can download from our website, and a couple of things are new, exciting things are new. We already talked about the split screen layer in the last live stream, so we're not going to do a repeat this time. Achim, but we added some things that we are going to mention, and what are those?
Yeah, in the next beta version, actually the 5.10 beta 1, that's
Beta
already
2 is
out
that?
there.
That's the beta. Oh yeah.
Yeah, that
Okay.
the next one will be beta 2.
Mm-hmm.
We added some features to the split screen layer like borders and highlighting tool that will highlight the current speaker. So
Oh,
stay
nice.
tuned.
Yeah, so we're gonna cover that in the next streaming. Um, we need to spare. We need to keep something for the future. So the split screen layer, if you're interested, watch the 5.8 live stream from October. And now to the other new cool things. The pip window layer has a couple new features, and Achim is gonna give us a quick demo of those, I think. So I'm gonna
Yes.
switch over to you and give
Yep.
you all the screen.
So we got some feature requests that people want to be in the lower left corner by presenting, so you can easily do this with the pip window layer. Currently, you're looking at my computer, and I'm running mimoLive here. I will add pip window layer from the layer repository, just like with this plus button. I can search for it. Pip window, it will suddenly show up. Can drag this over. Here we go. And I will instantly make it live so you can easily follow what's happening. So that's the current pip window layer, and it already got the borders, and you can adjust the dimensions of the window. I just want to show the new feature, that is the shape. You can adjust the shape to be a rectangle with round corners, and immediately you can see there are round corners around the complete window. You can adjust this dimensions of the corners, and of course the border that was already there. We have a different another shape that's a circle or oval, so you can have an oval as a shape, and it will adjust the border to be around it. And if you make it a square, then certainly you have a circle. So let's just fill in my camera here. You can see me. So we can make me appear in the lower left corner. And
That's one of that's a layout that's currently quite hip with all the streamers. So you can do that now. Cool.
Yeah, and you can even go crazy with it and select custom shape, and this will give you options to have a mask which is used to cut out the video, and then there's an overlay, so you can combine both images. They need to be transparent PNG, or at least the overlay need to be a transparent PNG. The mask layer needs to be a black and white, so that mimoLive knows where to cut. And as you can see, this gives
in the case
really
of the
nice effects.
Achim, in the case of the mask, white means that's transparent and black means it's opaque, right?
The other way around, I think. White is opaque,
okay,
and black
okay.
is transparent.
Okay, and gray is then the there's a gray
will be semi-transparent.
Yeah, okay, cool.
So, and the last feature I want to show, let me see, it looks quite nice with a rectangle shape. We have added a Y rotation. That means that the rectangle can be rotated a little bit in 3D. So as you can see now, it's a little bit from the side. And I will add a layer variant that makes a copy. So I have two. I'm adding the lower one. I can drag that over to the other side, rotate it, and give it the look if I'm from the other side. So I'm on the other side, tilted. Now I can switch between those, and in the program out you will see that the position will animate.
That is darn cool. That is darn cool. So that's one of the features we're not talking about that much, but it's very cool. So the pip window layer can actually animate between variations, which is very, very cool.
Yeah, that's correct. Not all layers can do animations between variants, but the pip layer can.
Very cool. So let's do this again and talk more about. Yeah, thank you for the demo, Achim. I think we should take some questions before we go on to the next thing. James, we already said hi. Hello to Dublin back. James also says thank you for the ongoing product development. Yeah, that's why we switched to a subscription model, so we can finance ongoing development and keep the pace. And I hope we are not we are not. I hope we live up to the promise. James asks, is there a product roadmap that is publicly available? No, right now there's not. The reason for that is that we are adapting quite quickly to changes in the marketplace, and feature requests coming in from users are actually the things that drive development of mimoLive forward, and also changes in the marketplace. Right now we are having to deal with the new M1 machines from Apple and the Big Sur update, which is keeping us a little busy, as you can see with the releases. And so it's very difficult to come up with a roadmap and saying, you know, this is going to be the next thing and it's happening then. I know someone in our team who would like to have would like to have such a roadmap, and it's just a little bit too. Our development style is just a little bit too agile for for that, I think. So also, James, there has been a lot of chat about MIDI control, OSC. Actually, we already had OSC control built into Boinx TV, into one layer in Boinx TV back in the days. We had a switcher layer that would allow you to be able to control by MIDI devices. But this is sort of that's not satisfactorily, because you want to be able to control more aspects. Right now, there's an ongoing work inside mimoLive, and you see that with the API, where we work at making more parameters and more objects in mimoLive available for scripting and controlling, and eventually that also will include hopefully some OSC. We know customers using third-party tools to achieve certain interactions, like Keyboard Maestro and other things, and we know that someone on the Companion team. Companion is a small app for the Elgato Stream Deck. Has been looking at working with the API to control mimoLive. So there's a lot of efforts going on to do this, and we will certainly be able to provide that hopefully in the future. Yeah, I think Zoom OSC is a good point. We are always looking at more ways to integrate with Zoom, and hopefully that will also be a future direction. All right, so Johannes, it's like, yes, amazing stuff. Your enthusiasm is always a great motivator for us, Johannes, and keep all the feedback coming, please. All right, so is there more? Let me see if there are more questions. All right, good. Yeah, we need to look at the comments, because there's something not working with the Facebook comments. I get them sometimes and then they just drop off. I don't know what. But we will be looking at that soon. All right, good. Let's go to the script and see what's up next. Up next, we'll talk a little bit about the new manual. We have also transitioned to a new system to host the online manual. It's now available on mimolive.com/manual. And one of the big advantages of that new system, not only is it easier for us to update the pages, and it's more targeted at creating user documentation than the system we used before, is that you actually can make a PDF, so you could take it offline and even print it out if you want to, so that has been a request from a lot of users in the past. All right, good. We are making good time here. Our goal is to stay under 1 hour today because Achim has to go to a other meeting after this show, so we don't want to run very late today. But we try to answer all your questions. So if you have any questions, please post them in the comments. Next up is the mimoCall. mimoCall, yeah, due to the pandemic, mimoCall has increased in importance. Achim and I are using it here. I'm just going to show you quickly how this is set up. Achim has his computer has an iMac with mimoLive on that and an NDI PTC camera for his green screen. And through a Blackmagic Decklink mini recorder, the MacBook Pro, where he's doing all the mimoLive demos on, is connected to the iMac. The mimoLive on his iMac is connected through mimoCall to my mimoLive over here, which I'm running on a Mac Mini right now. It's still the Mac Mini Intel that I've been using with the eGPU from Sonnet Technologies. From streaming out to the internet from my computer here. And mimoCall is very important, so we can bring you Achim's video and audio and everything. And so there have been a couple of feature requests, and one of them was that we have the mimoCall ID. We used to use a 3-word system. The ID was composed of 3 random words. And sometimes those words would make for quite hilarious combinations. And some people thought that wouldn't be too professional. So they asked us to change it, and we updated the URL scheme to be random characters and numbers. So there's still a lot of combinations, and you won't be able to guess any mimoCall IDs. And also, if you already have set up a mimoCall ID in your document and you're using it with your guests all the time, that stays valid until the mimoCall ID expires. I think it expires if you don't use it for more like if you don't use it for more than 6 weeks, I think, or maybe 3 months or something. Then the mimoCall ID expires, and you have to make a new one. Until if you keep using it, it stays valid, and it will stay valid. If you want a new one, then you just have to create a new mimoCall ID, and you will get the new mimoCall URL scheme. And yeah, and also we reworked the mimoCall web client. A couple of feature requests also there. Achim's going to show us a demo in a minute. I'm just going to want to point out that the main reason why we did a new web client, that 2 or 3 feedbacks from users. One, you want to be able to use it on iPhone and iPad, which is possible with the new mimoCall web client now, and support more browsers. We also now support on the Mac Safari, for example, and on Windows Edge and other browsers with the new mimoCall web client. And the third feature request was that it looked too colorful. So when we designed mimoCall, we thought it would be a good way to represent the brand, but some people thought that it looked a little bit like a toy. So we toned it down a little bit, and you're gonna see it see the new client in a minute. The new client is now in beta, and Achim is going to show you how to get to this new client also. And I think if I look at my script, Achim, I think I covered everything, and you can just dive into the demo.
I will do so, certainly. So for this, maybe I just switch off myself so don't get too confused. Yeah, I'm running mimoLive 5.9.1 or actually 5.10 beta, but this should be already in 5.91. To activate the new mimoCall client, you need to switch the to set up mimoLive correctly, and to do so, we are going to find the preferences, and you need to hold down the Option key on your keyboard to reveal the hidden debug preferences. So just hold down the Option key and click on Preferences, and you will get this debug tab here. And in the General section, you find Use Alternative mimoCall Invitation link, and you need to check this to get to the new beta mimoCall client. And this is how easy it is to create a new mimoCall. Just click on this plus button in the source list and double click mimoCall. So here we are. Now, if I click on copy invitation link, this will give me the new beta version. And to see how that looks like, I will just start this in Chrome browser. You can see this word beta here, and that will tell you that we are running the new client, the beta client. And already you can see mimoLive, the program out, and you can see yourself. There are a couple of features like muting yourself, switching off the camera of yourself so that mimoLive won't see won't see you. You can mirror your confidence monitor. Actually, you can position it to anywhere you want. You can resize it. And if it's not big enough, you even can, that's one of the real new features, you can switch the program out and the confidence monitor so that you can see yourself and yeah, that makes sometimes more sense to people. And you can, with this button here, you can switch off the overlay. So now you can only see yourself, or if you switched to the program out, then this will switch off your own camera so you don't get confused with too many cameras at the same time. And yes. So
one thing I just like to point out quickly, Achim, is if you look at the layout, then the main window moved up to the top of the screen. So if you are running this on a PC and you move the window up to the top, if you look at the screen, then it's closer to the camera, which makes it for a nicer view. That's just one thing that that we changed.
That's correct. It makes more eye contact because you're almost looking to the camera.
All right, good.
True. And if your room is too dark, you can switch on the backlight here. This will give the browser a white background, and this will light up the image from the front.
So it's like a built-in ring light.
Yeah. And you this button next to it brings up all the settings. So you can set up the settings for the video camera, select it, or you can set up the audio. So for example, you can switch on and off echo cancellation. That depends on if you're wearing a headset. And one nice feature is that you see the audio volume, the audio level currently here, so you see immediately if your microphone is picking up audio and if you have selected the correct one.
All right.
Here we go.
Great tour of the new feature. And let me bring you back. So, yeah. All right, we've got some comments, and let's see. Whoop. James saying on my desktop the new mimoCall layout does not expand to the full desktop size. Is there a resolution limit? Please post this question to the forum, forum.boinx.com, possibly together with a screenshot so we can see what you're talking about. Maybe your desktop is really, really big, and maybe the developer actually didn't expect such a big desktop. So we can get the feedback structured. But James also says, love the new mimoCall web client. It's excellent. Thank you very much. We hope to improve it until we ship it a little bit with help of your feedback. So please keep it coming. As I said, the best way to provide the feedback will be through the forum. If you want to connect with us, also there's a Facebook group. And Steffen also always wants me to point out that you should join the Facebook group. That's important to us. Yeah, let's do some more questions here. Q&A. Johannes is joining us with multiple accounts at the same time, so he doesn't miss anything. The beta of mimoCall seems to be exciting. I'm going to implement it for real. Call-in feature. A script will trigger which calls are available and users should be redirected to free slots. If you get that done, I would be so psyched to see that. If we can pull that off, that would be awesome. All right. Okay, so more comments. I have to admit that I have to refresh the comments manually here. Ben Modal. Since this is in beta mode, have any users found any bugs with the new web client? Yes, there have been a couple of things found, mostly on iPads and iPhones with rotating issues, which is already been looked at. Other than that, feedback is great so far, and we hope we can move to making this the default client really soon. So, all right, good. Yes, Steffen posted the forum URL for you to click through simply. And let's see if we have more Facebook comments, because I have to manually check those. We have one. P. Nuno Rosario Fernandez. I hope I'm hopeless. I don't think I can pronounce those names correctly, but maybe you can recognize yourself. I really like your software that I've been using for several years since the Boinx TV version. Currently streaming can also be done by SRT. Will it be possible to use the sending protocol in mimoLive? mimoLive stands for multi-in, multi-out live video editor. So of course our ambition is to provide as many inputs and outputs as we can. SRT is on our wish list for the future. There's so many things on the wish list, so I don't know when we'll get around to doing it. Right now, if you know any live streaming service that uses SRT, then please let me know. I know that it's used a lot for sending camera feeds over the internet, but we have mimoCall for that. And with mimoLive to mimoLive, we can also provide very high quality, as you can see here with Achim, who's sending a 1080p feed to me. We can provide very high quality, low latency links with mimoCall. So SRT is not our top priority, but it's on the list and we get a lot of requests for it. So thank you for posting that. Also, go to the forum and post there. The more people request it, the more likely we are to make it a higher priority. Opening the Michael Jäger, Michael Jäger. Yeah, that's Michael Jäger. Michael Jäger. Michael, opening the mimoCall beta link on iPhone 11 Pro in the Safari browser tells me the camera is 640 by 480. Do you know why this is not higher? This is another question, please, for the forum, so we can bundle that into our feedback and testing. Andreas Vogel, what are minimum upload speeds needed? Can you recommend cell hotspot service? So the bandwidth used for mimoCall, let me just quickly check how much bandwidth is needed for Achim's video feed to me. Is currently using, I have to move out the window out of the way here. Achim is currently using
2.5 megabits.
2.7 megabits, around 3 megabits per second for a 1080p stream, which is quite excellent. So around 3.5 megabits per second for a connection in one direction, but you also need the same bandwidth in the other direction. If you don't have the same bandwidth, the quality in the other direction will deteriorate. So it's one of the advantages of WebRTC is that it's automatically trying to optimize the available bandwidth for the bandwidth, and that is why we chose that protocol in the first place. We can't recommend any cell service that provides this. It's vastly different from country to country. I went to Croatia a couple of months ago. It's already a couple of years now. A couple of years ago, I went to Croatia and went on to a mountaintop there and had a live stream from the mountaintop with my LTE phone. And I had 150 megabits download and 60 megabits upload. And that was just a regular, iPhone service there. In the downtown Munich, you often only get Edge on LTE speed, so it's a catastrophe. And we in the mimoLive streaming box, we built in a router that allows you to have 2 SIM cards, and you can switch between them to at least get the best feedback is thank you. I'm in Lisbon, Portugal. Yeah, probably better cell service there than you have in Munich. All right, good. Any more questions? Let me check for more comments in the where's the comments in YouTube. Let me see if there's Ben, Gora Sil. Hi to Italy. Thank you for joining us and watching. All right. James Hutchinson, Ben mimoLive just successfully used it with Chrome, desktop Chrome clients. Also good to hear if there is good feedback. All right, so I think we have about 20 minutes left, and in the stream it says, in the script it says, if we have 20 minutes left, that we'll do a quick demo of something. Shortly before Christmas, a customer reached out and said they wanted to be able to update text fields, a text on the screen from another computer. So they had a producer and they wanted to give them access to updating text in a text box. And so we've implemented for him a prototype, which we hopefully will put into a document soon and then share with you guys. But Achim is going to show you how that works quickly in a very quick demo. It's very technical. You'll actually see HTML code and JavaScript code, but it's nothing to be really afraid of. It's easy. We will show you how to customize it, so you can take that web page that we've created that talks to the mimoLive API. So you can host it somewhere, or you can send it to your producer. They can open it on their computer and then just start typing in text and updating text on your screen. Achim, take it away.
I will do so. So again, we are in mimoLive, and I prepared a document. You can see that I added an annotation layer, and there is also the station logo layer. And together, if I switch both to live, you will see that they do a little text box with the graphics on it. And to switch both layers live at the same time and switch them on and off, I have two layer sets that will do so. I recall the hide comments, and then the comments are gone, and with the recall of the show comment layer set, they will come back. So the goal was to have a remote web page to control this content. And here we go. We created a small HTML web page. That is this web page actually is just HTML, a little bit of JavaScript, and it's talking to the built-in web server in mimoLive and triggering the API of mimoLive. So you can enter a new text here, and by pressing the set text button, this text will be transferred to this text field of the annotation layer. Just do so, and the layer will update automatically. And also those buttons here, the show comment and hide comment buttons, are triggering the layer sets below. So just hiding it and showing the comment. So a remote controller can enter new text here, set this text, and show the comment, and remove it again. So to make this work, actually, let's have a look at the source code of the HTML document. Here we go. So just make this a little bit bigger, and maybe I just put me out of the way. Here we go. So the document is very easy. That's the body of the document. It contains a image tag for an image that is just 1 pixel by 1 pixel, so hardly noticeably on the web page itself. And actually, it has no source. So source means where to load the image. So the browser can't load an image right now. We have a text input field where the user can put in the text. That's this one here. And there are a couple of buttons: set text, show comment, hide comment, and those will trigger JavaScript code. And this JavaScript code is above. So we defined some global variables where you can that they are referring actually to the layer or the layer set in mimoLive. So we get to this in a second, how to get those IDs. And then there are some functions. For example, the send text to mimoLive function. It will grab the text input from the web page. It will create an URL to the layer API endpoint. We have some JSON data we need to send to that layer, and we can get data from that layer. So this is a filter function. And in the end, we will trigger that URL and trigger mimoLive with this. We just, if we look at the function call URL, that's below here, we are just setting the source of that trigger image to be our URL, and the browser doesn't know that, but it tries to load an image from mimoLive actually, from that built-in web server, and mimoLive don't give it an image, but the URL will be triggered anyway. So this is the method how we just push the data to mimoLive and trigger the actions there. And to get the API points here, we had a masterclass on automation, and one of the feedback was that it's really hard to get to the API endpoints for buttons and layers and what have you. So we put in context menus wherever it made sense to get the layer endpoints and other objects in mimoLive. So, for example, I can right-click with a mouse, right-click on that layer, and I get a context menu. And at the very bottom, it reads "Copy layer API endpoint to clipboard." And once I click that, I have a layer endpoint actually in my clipboard, and I can paste it anywhere in my code and use it. So this is important ID here. And this is, for example, the document ID. You also have this for different layer variants. So for layer variants, there is a copy layer variant API point. We have this in text fields. You can right-click in text fields and get a copy text API key. And there's also an URL, a sample URL to read the text from that text field and also to change it, to update it remotely. This is also true for numbers. Switches have a context menu. Also, there are the samples on working on them. Layer sets, sources. There's also the copy command. Output destinations can be accessed, and even filters. So if I put in a chroma key filter, for example, then right-clicking on that chroma key filter will give you also the copy filters API endpoint. And in the mimoLive manual, you see what you actually can do with all those endpoints. So there's a lot of documentation there. Oliver?
Yeah.
I hope
All
I
right.
covered everything.
Good. You covered everything. Very nice. Good. Thank you. Yeah, you see that working with the API is actually getting easier, and there's interesting things you can do with it. Like we showed the form that allows you to update and remote control text on the screen. Oh, awesome. So I think we are through with all the content we have for today, but of course we have a couple more minutes to take questions. And let me just check if there's any in the in Facebook. Andrew Fogel, what is the biggest load on system during a live stream? If upload speeds are low, what things in program should we avoid? So the load of your of mimoLive, how much processor and graphics power is needed, depends entirely on what you do on the screen. If you do transparent text, if you do multiple cameras, each adds, of course, requirements of processing. For example, an NDI camera. If you use an NDI camera, the signal comes in has to be decoded. If you use two, then two signals have to be decoded. If you use two Mimo calls, then two Mimo calls have to be decoded and encoded. And it entirely depends on what you're doing. There's a number of things you can check for how to see how your system performs. There's the render performance monitor, which is the central measurement tool for seeing if there's any bottlenecks in your layer stack. So if you put any layers in there that require a lot of processing, then you will see that there. There is the source performance monitor, which shows you if you have sources that are creating bottlenecks and dropping frames, and in the output destinations, each output destination shows you what it's doing and if it's healthy enough and if there are any drop frames. So the entire performance of your system depends a lot on what you're planning to do. And we have everything from simple one camera things encoding to YouTube to one customer using 18 Mimo calls in a massive conference thing. We are gonna have a new website. Steffen is working on that, and on that website we will focus a little bit on various possible configurations and what you can expect from those configurations in terms of performance. Yofi says, I love to use the API. Amazing example. Thank you, Achim. Outstanding. Thank you very much, Yofi. That's amazing. James Hutchinson. Thanks, guys. Keep up the good work. Art Aldrich. Keep up the good work. Is it possible to start a local record from new WebRTC client? That's why I like using Mimo Reporter app. That's currently not possible, but it's an interesting feature request, which I will ask you please to put into the forum. So post in the forum that you would like to see local recording from the mimoCall client. I'm not sure if that is possible, but we will certainly see if that can be done. James Hutchinson.
Maybe we want to, Oliver, we can actually do the ISO recording in mimoLive on the mimoLive machine for.
So yeah, so that's a good point. If you are running mimoLive and you have multiple videos coming in, you can always record each incoming video directly without all the overlays. That requires a very big machine, Achim, and also the problem I think they are talking about is that they don't have enough bandwidth for a full quality link, and so they'd like to have the local recording at the sender end for later, so they can produce in post-production. They can add higher quality video and audio, which is a reasonable request, I think, and so. If it's possible, we will add it because I think it's a good idea. I'm just not sure how, what browsers would support it and if it's possible. All right, James, so much power with the API. I have to, thank you very much, James. I have to, I don't know what the English word is, to have an eye on the clock. We're doing good in time, so we can answer a couple more questions. is, let me see, Ben Modal. Ben Modal does a very interesting YouTube channel, silent film watch party, where he's live playing piano to old silent movies, and they are discussing the history of those silent movies and the actors and stuff like that. Very nice. If you're into that, check it out. Ben asked, with the new web client, is the program output smoother now? Mimo callers who have been using the older client say that their view is jittery. So the problem, of course, with the return feed is that this has lower priority. So if your bandwidth is used by other things, then, for example, your streams, then mimoCall takes less less bandwidth to not disturb your main feed. The solution to that is always just find a way with a better connection. mimoCall to mimoLive to mimoCall connection is always trying to do a peer-to-peer connection. If that's not possible, then it goes over a relay server. If it goes over the relay server, there certainly is a bandwidth hit, so the best way is to figure out if you have a peer-to-peer connection. You can look at the mimoCall source to see what it tells you there, and if you don't have a peer-to-peer connection, it's mostly because your firewall or your router is preventing the packets direct connection. You could add the UPnP feature so that your mimoLive can more easily connect to external clients. All right, good. James Hutchinson, is it possible to have mimoCall audio only? It actually is now to have audio only in outgoing. So you can turn off. Basically, you can turn off the video camera and you can turn off the return feed video, so you have an audio connection. So I don't know. I think it shouldn't use any bandwidth if you turn off the video, because it's encoding black, and black is very easily encoded and very small. Achim, do you know if we turn off the video on both ends, there shouldn't be any video transmitted, right?
That's correct.
Yeah. Okay. So yes, it is possible to do mimoCall audio only to save bandwidth. Would it use much bandwidth? Then no, it actually audio only mimoCalls, they only use a couple of hundred megabits, 100 kilobits per second. So you'd save a lot of bandwidth, but you won't have video. So that's the all right, good. Let me see. I have to for some strange reason, Achim, I have to pull the Mimo, the YouTube comments, and the Facebook comments don't show up at all. This is a beta version I'm running, 5.10 beta 1. So it's expected to be a little on the rough end side, and it's working good so far. So knock on wood, but I think it's doing a good job. All right. Okay, so I guess this is an emoji, I think. That's interesting. That's interesting.
Elbow bump.
Oh yeah, okay. So that's a new emoji. So we don't, for some reason our common system doesn't translate that one. So maybe macOS doesn't know about this elbow bump yet. It's a specific thing for YouTube, maybe. I don't know. Let me see. There's comments from person called live streams, running mimoCall duplication of audio challenges. I'm not entirely sure what you mean, but I think that's a tech support issue. And if you have a tech support issue, the best place to ask questions is the forum. Another plug for the forum, forum.boinx.com. Please be more specific about what the problem is, and we will make we will do our best to figure it out. All right, good, good. We are running up on the hour. Achim is getting antsy because the next meeting is looming, and it's gonna be on Zoom. Ooh. All right, I don't see any more questions on Facebook, and I think we've covered everything on YouTube. If you still have questions, please continue to post them in the comments in Facebook and YouTube. We try to catch up and answer all the questions that have remained open. Join the Facebook group also for keeping up with us and getting in touch, and the forum, forum.boinx.com. The Facebook group is called, what is it called? Yeah, I think Stefan's going to post a link to the Facebook group in the comments. And yeah, all right, I think that's it for today. The next stream is hopefully not 3 months away from now. We'll do our best to do the next one as soon as possible. Next time we'll do a little more announcement. If you don't want to miss it, follow the Facebook group and subscribe to the Facebook group or join the Facebook group, and we'll have more news to share then, I hope. Achim, thank you very much for all the demos, and everybody out there, thank you for joining the stream. Stefan, thank you for moderating the stream, and I think that's it for today.
Yes.
All right. Then have a good evening,
Have a nice
morning,
day.
afternoon, day, whatever it is in your time zone.
Bye-bye.
Bye.